Hello and welcome back to SimAirport. Now, as you can see, I'm making a few changes here. I'm just going to expand the drop-offs area and hopefully they get this done fairly quickly for me. Let's see. I'm going to have to delete these two cells when there's no traffic coming and rezone the area. So it is a bit tricky. And we don't want to get any buses stuck, so there's a bit of a knack to getting this done, I'm afraid. Waiting for delivery. So we'll get them to build that bit of roadway first. And I want to do this on single speed if I can. And I'm keeping an eye on traffic coming down. Right, come on. Hurry up, please. Please, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Zones. Let's get the zones in drop-offs. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, and now hopefully we should be able to demolish this bit of road too. And rezone the gap. It's a bit tricky, but we've got there, I think. There we go. Whew, lovely. Okay. So the worry there was getting people actually stuck in the area. Just make sure that people are able to use that correctly. Yes, they are. Okay, and what we've done is put another line of ticketing kiosks on the other side of the entrance, so that should help, I'm hoping, with the volume of people kind of milling around and making a big queue outside here. And in today's episode, I also want to get in another runway and another couple of large gates. Now, I've gone into planning tool and I've kind of mapped out what I want to do here. It's going to be tricky, there's no lie. This is going to be awkward because what I'm worried about is obviously planes that are taxiing down here are going to interfere with each other. We're going to have problems. I think the most important thing to build first might be foundations for the terminal expansion. So what we'll do is we'll give them sort of small batches of this to do. And I'm also going to put an extra bit of taxiway in here. We'll get them doing all of this good stuff first. Okay. And we're going to need taxiway there and there. And then hopefully that's given us enough room to get the large runway in place. And that should go there. So that's sort of staggered. It should give us a bit of leeway. I'm hoping anyway. So just give the planes extra time to kind of move between the two areas. So, and we're going to need a lot more staff. So let's just hire, I don't know how many that was, probably 6. And we'll get that moving because this is going to take a bit of time. I think this is the best place to put these gates. I am aware this is a huge distance for these guys to travel. I wish there were travelators. I really do, or some kind of shuttle service, because, you know, large airports, they're absolutely horrendous to navigate. I actually came down with the flu on the way back from a holiday once, and I was ill in the airport. I was actually ill in the hotel before we even left for the airport, and you know what, you've probably had flu yourself, you know what it's like. You can barely function, and I could barely move. And it was a huge airport, and we were having to travel from the check-in to the gate, and I don't remember a lot about the whole experience other than being utterly and utterly exhausted. The whole journey, the whole experience in the airport. And when we got off back in this country in the UK, yeah, it was just as bad. I'd had an 8.5 hour flight, which I pretty much slept through, which was not too bad. Better than the usual experience that I have on flights. But got back to the UK, and the gate couldn't have been further from the arrivals terminal. It was awful, and we had to walk the whole way, and I think I probably stopped for a rest along the way, probably half a dozen times. That exhausting. Anyway, so these poor passengers who are coming in here, getting their tickets, going through security, and they've got a massive walk all the way through here.
427, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
But you can see, look how much the game has slowed down. Now, I've only got it on double speed. I haven't taken it up to triple speed yet. So I just think it might be a little bit too much for it to cope with. And our lovely work people are working on the runway. We're going to need instruments for the runway as well, because these won't actually reach across to here, which is fine. We've got enough money now. We've got plenty of money, so we may as well spend it. And just see just how many people we can get through the doors. What I am worried about is this melting down. It's going to be horrendous. We've got a bit of... Let's dismantle that tree. That could do with being moved over. And we can probably get a couple more ticketing machines in there. Let's get the decor. There we go. Outdoor trees, please. Lovely. Just get a work person to come in and do that. Okay, so I'm going to get another ticketing kiosk or two in this area once they've deleted this tree for me. Let's have a look at how they're... Look how much better the game runs when you're not watching the construction of the foundations and stuff. It's still a bit clunky, but definitely better. But I thought I'd increase this drop-off zone purely just because we've got such a large sort of entrance now. I wanted it to go across that area really in its entirety, and I think we'll delete a bit of that storage there. There we go. Now putting these extra couple of gates in and this extra runway is going to mean more room for baggage handling. So, but we've got plenty of room just below this area here to expand down to, and we can actually expand the foundation of the airport all the way across down at this level for the cafe. So we have plenty of room. There's a lot here for the game to cope with. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a bit of a crash. But I'm keeping it as steady as I can by just doing this on double speed, so kind of give the game a bit of a break. Yeah, and I think I need more pizza ovens. We've only got 4, and it seems to be the most popular thing. Unless they're all dishes, I can't really tell. I kind of wish it was that easy to prepare your lunch in real life. Just wave a wooden spoon backwards and forwards. That'd be nice. If only it would do the washing up too. Okay, how are we doing? How far have we got with this runway? Oh, it looks like the runway's done. It just needs the these to be constructed. Looks like they're in progress. I need to get rid of the planning marks. Lovely. And down here. That always makes it look a little bit worse. There we go. So it's almost done. So it's not going to let me upgrade that until we've got this taxiway in. We've got our bit of foundation in here. We need some more, obviously. I think I'm going to get the taxiway in at this point too. May as well. Clear the planning marks under there too. I imagine we're probably going to have a little bit more of this pivoting by these planes. And we can clear the wall here and give us a little bit more room. We might have to move some of these benches around. Okay, so this is ready to have the instrument landing system installed, and I think we'll put that there. And we need to upgrade with the runway PPIs. There we go, and we also need runway lights. And I don't think it matters quite where we put it because it does reposition them. But hopefully this being staggered will avoid any of the issues that we saw. Although I'm not sure I recorded that happening. I tried to install a runway at some point. I don't know if it was this game or the last game, and we were getting all sorts of phonetics between the aircrafts because of the runways being parallel. So hopefully with it being staggered, we should avoid that problem. Security is coping, certainly. We don't have any extra passengers yet, so that's something to bear in mind. I'd like to get some windows in this terminal. It's very dark and closed in, and I think it would be nice to have some light, maybe so people can watch the planes. But that's all fancy stuff to do later on. Right, let's see then. We're going to need some more hangars and probably more baggage handling when we get the gates in, but for now we'll get the foundation in. Okay, let's start with probably this section here. Nice, okay. And maybe we'll clear this set of walls. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be good. It's nice having this much money to just be able to do what we like. I'm really tempted to get cracking with this window option, but let's get the foundations done first. And then we've got two gates to mirror those two gates. It's funny how they do some of these things first, isn't it? Could probably get the floor installed there. Bit premature, but don't think it'll hurt matters. We've only got a bit of foundation going on over there anyway. And there's plenty of workmen now. How many staff do we have? We've got 19. In fact, let's get another... Can we... I've forgotten how we buy workmen. 20. There we go. Reports, that's the staff one I was looking for. Okay, we've got a lot of retail workers. Be nice if it gave you their names. So really what we should do is stagger this runway, but you know, we'll work with what we've got, and if necessary, if we're getting a lot of issues, we can always move things around. They're actually using that runway, that's very interesting. The small planes are using that runway. Oh, I wonder if this is time now for us to remove this. The problem could be, though, is if I remove this one and aim to replace it with, you know, a large runway. Although we've got that one as a backup. If a plane is scheduled to come in here, we'll bugger up that. If we wait for these to be no longer en route, wait for those to actually taxi, that's something we might be able to do. Final approach. I wonder. It'd be nice if it told you which runway it was coming in on, I think. And you could close the runway to remove it. But it's actually the gates that we need to worry about, having the large gates. And we've still got the workmen working here, and they've got all of this floor as well to do. Yeah, it's practically crawling right now. But this is a huge, huge long area for the poor passengers to get to. I really would love to see travellators. That would be fantastic, and I could just have a long run there. Travellators running all the way up with breaks, obviously, for each gate for them to get on and off. In both directions. That would be really cool. Maybe that's going to come in the future, who knows. Been to some lovely airports where they've had that option, and they're fantastic. You really feel like Superman, like you're running really fast. If you walk on those travellators as well as them moving underneath your feet, you really do feel like a big kid. A lot of fun. Come on. Nearly there. Just a little bit more. And then I'm going to schedule all of this to be built too. So this is a bit of a building episode today. It's tricky sometimes to work with existing decisions, so as you've seen, we've already gone in and rejigged a lot of the airports just to expand. You just never have the money at the beginning of the game. No, I understand I could have taken out loans and things like that, but I like to try and challenge myself to work within the boundaries of the usual rules. Okay, we've got an aircraft taxiing. We can't really do anything until these depart because they may have a runway in mind to use. As you can see, that one used that runway there. Should I put the taxiway there in preparation for if we do decide to move this? That would give us a little bit of space. And we could then demolish this. There's an option. And then we're even closer then. If we demolish this, then we just need to bang in, because this will be gone. We'll just need to place the new runway and then just connect up the taxiway at either side. That could be an option. Yeah, that could work. A bit similar to the way we did this. We placed in part of the roadway, but didn't connect it up until the last minute when we rezoned it. So that worked out quite nicely. Right, what have they finished? They look like they're finished. Yep. Okay, so we've got all that in place. They've done all the floors. That's great. Let's get this bit of foundation. Now, this is a huge area, but as you can see, we are not short of money. That's a massive chunk of our cash. Now, what I might do here, very quickly, is I might do save. Confirm overwrite. And then if we do have a crash, at least we haven't lost all of this progress. Right, so that's in place now. So I think we should get this scheduled for to be demolished. There we go. And I think they do the demolishing much faster than the building. And maybe what we can do then, we'll have these extra two gates here and here. We could actually remove all the flights from gates A1 and A2. Once we've scheduled in the flights for these two gates, and then eventually demolish this and give ourselves some extra room for security and ticketing, because I can't really expand out any further that way. So that would get around this problem of everything sort of bunched over here to the left. So moving forward, yeah, that could be a good thing to do. Right, good stuff. Looks like we've got a lot of stuff in deliveries. I probably ought to make that area bigger. But we've got this going here, so let's remove the planning mark so that we can see everything more clearly. And if we can get this done today, I would like to get rid of these. We'll cancel all of the. It's not like we need the money. Cancel all of the flights for these two gates, and then we won't have any small aircraft coming into the airport. And then we can safely remove that runway. Yeah, that would be I think that's a good plan. Because I was thinking of putting a runway down here. I was thinking of putting a runway vertically. But as long as these are staggered, there's a little bit of extra taxiway for planes to wait on. And if we put the next large runway in this starting position, so that one's 1 over, that one's 2 over, and if we put this one 0 over and start it there going this way, that could work really well. Yeah, I like that. That's a plan. That's what we're going to work towards. But as you can see, building at this stage with this many passengers, it's quite incredible. Right, let's clear, or at least mark a few of these walls to be cleared, and then we'll need to put flooring down as well. But I am thoroughly enjoying this game. I haven't been following the Edge releases and the information about what's upcoming in the game, and I am kind of intrigued to know what they're going to be bringing in the new release. Haven't kind of caught any of it, unfortunately, so it'll be a total surprise. Thoroughly enjoying this game. I've been looking at another game that I'm thinking of getting and doing a Let's Play series on. It's something a lot of people have done already. It's nothing new, but it is something that appeals to me and my desire to have symmetry and balance in the world, I love laying out sort of planning areas and bringing them to life, and implementing ideas on different styles of building and all that sort of stuff. The game I'm talking about is Prison Architect. So if you have any thoughts on whether you'd enjoy a series on Prison Architect, let me know. Good or bad. Maybe you've seen it all before from other YouTubers, but something I've not tried before, and it really looks very interesting, I must say. Okay, what have we got? We have a little bit of... Why is that a different dimension to there? Let's see. Let me get my... Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good. I think what I did was I probably just cleared an area. Yeah, I cleared a planning area, thinking that it was actually that size. That's fine. Just checking. Right, we've had another delivery of goods in by the look of it. Now, what would be good here is this side, this gate here. It's going to be the same. It's going to have the entrance here. What I might be able to do is mirror the benches, so I'll have sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in the reverse position there, another couple of the smaller group in there, and then well, we'll see. I might have to mirror this style here, but for the other side we can certainly mirror that sort of setup here. I do like it when things like that happen. Happy accident. That's good, that's good. So I'm going to schedule a little bit more flooring to go in here. Oh. Flooring, please. I think it's going a bit kooky. Yeah, it's kind of skipping. It's just struggling to keep up a little bit. Let's cancel. Cancel. Maybe I'll wait until they've finished before I do any more, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So let's get off that for now, because I think I'm tempting fate too much here. We've got a lot of stuff happening, no problems, I don't think. B1, okay, at gate, 9:15 departure. Okay, we've got 410 nearly passengers boarded. We've still got 10 minutes until they depart. I think there's a couple of people going to miss their flight if they're not quick. Yes, they missed their flight because they weren't ready. We're going to have a lot more of that, I imagine, with these extra gates over here. But if we get rid of these smaller gates and that smaller runway, this whole area could be ticketing, and then this whole area could be security. So it gives us a lot more capacity, and also moves everything over a little bit so it's closer to these to this side of the airport. Right, have they run out of concrete, or they're putting in flooring? Have they run out of spots to put the deliveries in? Wow, look at this. Oh my word, what have we got here? What's all this? Concrete, yeah, they've overflowed. I think we need some more staff. I'm going to hire a few more staff. Let's make it 30. We need to get this done, and there's flooring to move and stuff, so there we go. That should help, I think. We've got this lovely cafe, and actually if we get rid of this, and we have ticketing, security, nicely in this sort of area here. Then they'll come through out of security and the first thing they'll see is food. And then they've got toilet facilities on the way into the rest of the airport and on the way out. And then we'll all repeat this style here in this area as well. So there's plenty of bathroom facilities. I wish there were stores. I wish there were, you know, electronic stores or things like that that you could stop off and buy. I always like looking around those sort of things when I'm at the airport. There's at Heathrow there's a lovely Tiffany's store. Not that I've ever bought anything from there, but I always enjoy having a good look around at that stuff. It's part of the joy of going to the airport, I think, that a little bit of lazy shopping when you've got no intention of buying and you've got nothing else to do, so have a nice wander around, spray all the perfume, look at all the booze, buy lots of chocolate. I always end up buying huge bars of chocolate. And we usually get home jet lagged after a long flight and a long journey back from the airport, and first thing we do after we wake up after a sleep is, where's that chocolate? Fantastic. Because, you know, you're technically still on holiday at that point, so it's all good. Right, how are we doing? We shouldn't be too far from the end of the build, I would think. Why is nothing scheduled here? Oh, I wonder, did that cancel something? That might have cancelled something. Yeah, I think that maybe got cancelled. I've been sitting here waiting for them to finish that. And that might have accidentally got cancelled. When I cancelled this little bit of floor in here, maybe it cancelled the whole lot. Okay, well, I'm not going to make you sit and watch that. I'll finish that off camera. I'll let them complete that build. As you can see, we've halved our bank balance. Passengers are still fairly satisfied. There's over 1,000 people in the airport right now. We're doing okay schedule-wise. Haven't had any difficulties. I can't wait to get rid of these now that I've thought about it. We'll make big ticketing area and we'll make a big security area, filling up these two spaces here. And I think that'll work great, but it means a lot of jigging things around again, so... but this is coping for now. We haven't got too many big queues. The workmen are actually running through the airport with big boxes of concrete. But I do love the animations and the little characters in this game. I think it's really cute. I keep grabbing screenshots of the same areas. I should really try and grab a different area for today's thumbnail. We're still getting problems here with no staff. I did have someone make a suggestion that I should get rid of some of these cash registers. And yeah, that would probably help with the issue. But for the number of people saying no staff, a lot more people are getting served because I've got so many people running backwards and forwards, gathering orders and prepping food. So I kind of feel like I want to leave it as it is. But I'm sure this isn't the last time I'm going to be redesigning this airport. Try and get a shot with no people saying no staff. There we go. Anyway, so that'll be today's thumbnail. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. And next time round we'll start working on these gates, and then we can move all of these flights across to the new gates and close down the two old gates, the smaller ones, and remove the runway quite safely, hopefully, and get scheduling some well, another runway build, and Then we've got to work on security and ticketing, and yeah, it just goes on and on. So until then, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.